So, good morning, students. Yesterday we have seen the diffraction derivation. In continuation to that, the theory part we have seen. Let us see some more concepts. Let us see some more concepts which are useful. Let us say a question is given like this: y is equal to 3 sin omega t plus 4 cos omega t. 3 sin omega t plus 4 cos omega t. Okay. And what is y? Y is a displacement. Maximum displacement is amplitude. So in this question, you can see that this y is basically the sum of two waves. You call this wave as y1, y2, and they ask you to find the combined amplitude. Many times this type of question is asked. So how to do this question? You are seeing here 3, 4. What is root over 3 square plus 4 square? 5. So what we do is, can I do like this? The same expression, I am multiplying by 5 and dividing by 5. So this becomes 5 into 3 by 5 sin omega t plus 4 by 5 cos omega t. See, any wave expression is in the terms of a sin omega t, okay, plus kx. It is in this format. So we have to reduce this expression into that a sine format. So you take a triangle, assume a triangle. Let us say this is theta, and here 3 by 5. This is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Let us say I take a triangle 3, 4, 5. What is cos theta here? Cos theta is equal to 3 by 5. Sin theta is equal to 4 by 5. Okay. So can I write it like that? 5. 3 by 5 is cos theta. So it is sin omega t cos theta plus cos omega t sin theta. Sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. So what is this? This is 5 sin omega plus theta. Sin of A plus B, sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. So here A is omega t, B is theta. So you got y is equal to 5 sin omega t plus theta. So this value is maximum is 1. Sin value maximum is 1. So what is the amplitude now? 5. And can we find out theta? We have assumed a triangle where theta can be found out. What is tan theta here? Tan theta is equal to 4 by 3. Theta is equal to inverse function tan of 4 by 3. So you can write this as sin omega t plus tan inverse of 4 by 3. This is a phase. Okay. So when you see this type of question, you should attempt like this. This we have discussed in the class earlier also, but I am trying to explain this with a simple example so that you understand the method. Take a screenshot and note down. Okay. We have seen that path difference, which we denote it as delta x. If it is n lambda, it is constructive interference. I'm just writing the short form. And delta x is 2n minus 1 by 2 into lambda. It is destructive interference. These two are very useful. You should understand that. This is the path difference. Path difference is denoted by delta x. We have also seen that lambda wavelength corresponds to 2 pi radians, isn't it? So delta x path difference corresponds to how much phase? It is delta, some theta, some phi you call it. Lambda corresponds to 2 pi radians. Delta x corresponds to how much phase? Let us want to understand. How much angle? So here phi into lambda cross multiply is equal to delta x into 2 pi. So phi will be equal to delta x into 2 pi by lambda. Okay? So if you know delta x, corresponding phi value can be calculated. If you know delta x, corresponding phi value can be calculated. Okay? Just write it, take a screenshot. And we have also seen that, see, this is a Young's double slit experiment. Okay. So here we have calculated the value of y. I want to find out. See here in the case of interference. In the case of interference, how will be the pattern here? It will be like this. Whereas in the case of diffraction, it was not like that. In the center you got maximum and then it reduced. Okay? In the center you got maximum and then it got reduced. So what is this value? It is 4I0. Okay? So these values, these are corresponding to dark. Dark amplitude becomes equal to 0. See, intensity is a parameter which is proportional to a square. Okay? So we have calculated, we know the formula how to calculate these values. So what was that value? Y is equal to n lambda capital D by small d. Okay? Y is equal to n lambda capital D by small d. Keep putting the values of n, you will get the values of, you get the first order, second order, third order, like that you will get. Okay? Now why this value is 4I0? See here, in the case of constructive interference, I told you that root over I is equal to root over I1 plus root over I2. What is I1, I2? That which is coming out of the slit. This is slit S1, S2. Okay? Corresponding to this, let us call it as I0. I0. Let us say the wave intensity is I0. That means I1, I2 is equal to I0. Both are same. Let us say. What will happen? Root over I will be equal to root over I0 plus root over I0. Okay? So this becomes 2 root over I0 is equal to root I. So what is I? What is this I? Combination of these two. Like you combine amplitude You use the, what is this? Superposition concept. Okay? So we want the value of I squaring both sides. You get 4ij. In books you will find this value. Understand why it has come. 4ij has come like this. In the case of destructive, it is root over I1 minus root over I2. It is root over I1 minus root over I2 in the case of destructive. So, note down all this. And what is this y? Y is the coordinate of the dark interferences. Okay? You can calculate the dark. You put the values of n. N is the order. First order, second order. You will say fifth order. Okay? Fifth order means what? Put n is equal to 5. This is the mean order. Lambda means wavelength. Capital D means distance between the screen to first distance from the aperture. This is called screen 1, screen 2. The gap between that. And small d is the slit size of the hole. And this size of the hole should be very, very small compared to that. That means, what is the condition? D should be large compared to small d. Then only we are studying it. Otherwise, what will happen? I need to adjust the screen. See, this D has to be put appropriately. Capital D should be put in such a way that the interference pattern should form on the screen. I simply cannot put somewhere here. See, interference pattern has to be formed. Okay? It is not simply putting the screen anywhere we wish. Interference pattern should be formed. How do we say interference pattern has formed? We see fringes. Dark, white, dark, bright, dark, bright. Alternate fringes you will see. That is interference. And all are of same intensity as I have shown in the diagram. Okay, note it. Alright, let us see one more concept. These are two light rays, 1 and 2. Okay, this is some glass slab. Okay, this is a glass slab of some refractive index mu, and thickness, let us say D. Thickness why we will call say D, let us say A. You can call it whatever. Don't write whatever also. Sometimes in between some rules also are required to keep ourselves engaged. So this is mu, this is A. Now, we are trying to find out what is the path difference between 1 and 2. See, the light is traveling with speed c. C is the speed of light. 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Okay? Or 3 lakh kilometers per second. Now, suppose this is not there. Both will travel the same way. There is no question of any path difference, provided they are in the same phase. Both started at the same time, then there is no question of any path difference. But you put a glass slab in between. Then what will happen? You put a glass slab in between. Okay. Now let us calculate the speeds. Now here to here, see, when the light ray enters here, this ray will go normally, but this is entering into a different medium. What will happen? We have discussed this point that the speed drops. Okay, from one medium. Let us say this is our air medium, and this is some denser medium. of mu refractive index. Here when it enters here the speed is c, here the speed will be c by mu. The speed will be reduced. So here also the speed will be reduced. Okay. Now the speed got reduced. This distance is a. Okay. So what is the time it will take? Time is equal to, let us say time t1 is equal to distance by speed. Barabar. So what is the distance here? Distance is a divided by speed. What is the speed of light inside the slab? It is c by mu. It is c divided by mu. So it becomes mu a by c. So T1 is mu a by c. What is happening to the second ray? Is second ray facing any problem? The second ray has no obstruction, you know. So by the time this ray starts from here to here, it will take T1 time. Okay. But in T1 time, what will happen to ray 2? It will go with speed c. It has got no obstruction. It has got no obstruction. Right? So how much, let us say I draw this line here and this line here. So how much time ray 2 will take? How much time ray 2 will take? Ray 2 will take distance by speed. The distance is a and the speed is c. So a by c. Okay. So T1 is this much, T2 is this much. This mu is greater than 1. This mu is greater than 1. So what is happening? You see here, this ray has been slowed down. ये थोड़ा स्लो हो गया इसके वजह से. ठीक है. तो दोनों का स्पीड ओरिजिनली एक था, लेकिन this is going behind now. So what is the time gap? We have to find the time gap. Because what are we trying to find out? We are trying to find out the path difference. So for finding the path difference, if I know the time, multiply with the speed, you will get the path difference. So time gap, what is the time gap here? Is it not T1 minus T2? See, by the time this ray reaches here, this ray is not here. This ray is somewhere here. Understood the point? Okay. By the time we call this point as A, we call this point as A dash. By the time from this point, let us call this point as B, corresponding point is B dash. From B to A, when this ray reached, this ray is not at A dash, it is at some A double dash. You can see that there is a path difference is being created because of this glass slab. Because of this glass slab. Okay. So this path difference we are trying to find out. To find out this path difference, I have to find out what is the time gap. If this was not there, both rays would have been at A double dash only. But because of the glass slab, this ray is slightly behind. There is a time gap. This person is reaching A double dash early. This person is reaching little late. So what is the time gap? That time gap delta T is T1 minus T2. Okay? That time gap is T1 minus T2. Delta T के बाद ये रे इधर पहुंचे. Okay? After delta T, this ray also will reach, let us say you are talking about A double dash, it will reach there. So let us put T1 value, it is mu A by C minus A by C. So what is this? It is mu minus 1 A by C. Now this is your delta T. So what is the path difference? What is this path difference? This path difference delta x is equal to speed multiplied by the time gap. So what is the speed? The speed is speed of light, okay, into mu by mu minus 1 a by c, right? Okay. What is this delta x? Speed of light multiplied by mu, this time gap. You need to remember this. Time gap is mu minus 1 into a by c. So delta x is equal to, it is mu minus 1 into a. What is a? A is the thickness of the glass slab. So when you are inserting a glass slab of thickness a, so what is the path difference that is being created means it is mu minus 1 into a. Suppose this glass slab is 1 mm thick and the mu value of glass is 1.5. You know? So what is the path difference? 1.5 minus 1 into 1 mm. 1 divided by 1000 meters. Okay. So this is our concept. Make a note of it. Okay. In the same question, let us say here you are assuming that the medium is air and this is some glass. Let us say the original medium was mu 1 and this is mu 2 and mu 1 is less than mu 2. Previous question, some refined version we are doing. Let us say mu 1 was the original medium and we have considered two rays, ray 1, ray 2. Okay. Here also the thickness is A only. Then to find out the path difference between which rays, 2 and 1. Obviously 2 is going little fast. Mu 1 is less now. See, this was air, it was 1, it was 1.5. Now it is some mu 1, 1.5, let us say 2. Even then ray 2 will, जिसका refractive index कम होगा, the medium whose refractive index is less, it will travel faster because it is c divided by mu. Less value in the denominator, speed will be more. You have two medium, less denominator, more speed. Okay. So in this situation, what happens? So here T1 is equal to, earlier what we have done? It is distance divided by time. Distance divided by time. What is the distance? A. I am doing the same thing with a different thing. Distance divided by speed I do. Distance by speed if I do, I get time. So what is the speed here? It is c by mu 1. Ye, I am using suffix 1 and 2, no? So I will write it 2 here. This is T1. This is ray 1, ray 2, and while calculating 2, you need to take mu 1. While calculating inside, you need to take mu 2. So I have to take here mu 2. Don't get confused about 1 and 2 here. See, what are you trying to do? You are trying to find out how much time this ray will take from this point to this point. So this distance divided by the speed. What is the speed inside the medium? C divided by mu 2. It is mu 2 A by C. It is mu 2 A by C. Now we will find T2. T2 means what? For the second ray. T1 is for the first ray. T2 is for the second ray. Second ray, no obstruction. So it will travel by Which speed? C by mu1. Now it is in air, it is in mu1 medium. Okay, so this will become mu1 A by C. Mu2 is more than mu1. So what will be the time gap? Time gap has to be positive. Time gap cannot be, time is not a complex number. Time is a real number. So delta T will be equal to T1 minus T2. Right? So I need to subtract these two. So here A by C is common. I will take A by C common. Mu2 minus mu1. I have got the expression. Delta T is equal to A divided by C mu2 minus mu1. What is A? Thickness of this glass slab. Now I want to find the delta X value. Alright? The delta X is the path difference. I need to multiply with the speed. Which speed I need to take? I need to take the speed of this second ray. Okay? This is the speed multiplied by the time gap. So the speed here is C divided by mu1. It is in mu1 medium. So what will be the speed here? C divided by mu1 multiplied by the time. So it is A by C into mu2 minus mu1. Okay? C gone. It is A divided by mu1 into mu2 minus mu1. Mu1 take it inside. It is A into mu2 by mu1 minus 1. Alright. Check the previous case. In the previous case, mu1 value was air. So how this formula changed? It become delta X is equal to A into mu. Let us say some mu divided by 1, because mu of air is 1, mu minus 1. So from this case, that case can be derived. That was a more simpler case. Okay. So path difference we can find out like this. Alright. So just note down these points, and some more points we will see tomorrow. Okay.